Welcome back to the Venom Workshop. So, with Christmas coming, these are going to be popping up all over the country. Parents are going to be buying ATVs for their kids for Christmas. And we're going to make a quick video here on how to unwrap it and what to look for when you first take it off the pallet, how to get it off the pallet, all these very simple things. What you're going to need is a knife. And you're going to have to be careful where you cut. You don't want to cut anything like a tire or anything like that. You don't want to be cutting on any of these fairings here. So you want to get a knife and be very careful of the places you cut. I'm going to cut this all off. We're going to go through the box, everything that is in it, and everything that has to do with your ATV. We're going to start it up, and we're going to drive it off the pallet. So I'm just going to grab a knife and my snips here, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're just going to go around and cut all these. And we're going to go around the whole thing and do that. There we go. And there. Now, we're not going to start cutting in the front or in the back. We're going to make a cut right here. And around the side, and that's how we're going to take it off. So now that we got our plastic all cut, we can pick that up and off. On this side as well, off the tire, like that. There we go. And we'll get this out of the way. Again, you're going to want to just put that in your recycling. Great. So now, if you get you're going to get a piece of paper like this. It has assembly, PDI, which is pre-delivery inspection, and it's been tested. So it's been actually given a drive. So if you notice your tires a little bit dirty, it's because every machine is test driven. We don't just send them out the door after they're assembled. We make sure this thing runs, drives, and rides the way it should before it goes to your son or daughter, because we believe very heavily in safety. Almost everyone here has kids, and we wouldn't want to get our kids getting on an ATV that is not safe. So this is what you're going to want to check out all on here. You can also scan right here. It'll open up a menu for you, give you a lot of tips and tricks and things like that you can do. It'll probably open up a lot of videos, things like that as well. So do keep this piece of paper, because this scan me code is very important. Okay, so like I said, that scan me code, very important. It'll take you to our YouTube page. Lots of little videos. There is a ton of videos on this ATV, on our Grizzlies. We have a lot of videos. Now, the next thing I want to cut off here is that box. That box has got all kinds of little goodies in it. You're gonna love this. So we're gonna go here. There we go. Zip tie. And let's go check out our box. So let's bring our camera over, and we're gonna take a peek inside, and we're gonna show you exactly what we send with the unit. There we go. So first off, you're going to see right here, this is your title. So what you do, it's like this is actually a certificate of origin. So what happens is you take this to your license bureau or MTO, whatever you live type thing, and you trade this in, and they will give you an ownership. Then you have a trickle charger. So if your machine sits for a long time, you do get a charger with it. I'll show you. I'll open it up and I can show you. It's a very basic charger. Very nice trickle charger though. You just put this red one on the positive, this one on the negative, plug it into the wall. This light will turn red when the battery's dead, and it will turn green when the battery's charged. So if you have to leave your ATV sit for a couple weeks at a time, or it's just been sitting for a while and your battery starts to go dead a little bit, you can right there, you can charge it up. Give it a couple hours, let it charge, and then you go out and start it. These are just extra bumper pads, and what they're for is for the battery that's under the seat. The battery that we have in there is actually perfect size, so you don't need these, but you can keep them. They're very handy. Another great thing we send is a brand new NGK spark plug. So we always include a brand new spark plug by NGK. I really like NGK plugs, and we picked this plug on purpose. NGK is really good at taking the heat. They're great for a 4-stroke engine. I believe very heavily in NGK. Then you also have a master link for your chain. So if your chain pops, it's a 428 chain, so it is a robust chain. But if it does break, you always have a master link. You can repair it right on the trail. Then you're going to get another bag like this with bolts and nuts in it. This is not because we forgot any bolts and nuts on it. This is a spare nut and bolt bag. So I'll go over in a sec. If any bolts or anything come loose, get lost, anything like that happens on an ATV, because there's a lot of vibrations on an ATV. So if any of these bolts fall off, just go back to this bag and there's a replacement bolt. If it fell off your ATV, there's a replacement bolt inside here for it. Then you get yourself a little toolkit, spark plug wrench, Phillips screwdriver. You get a 13 mil, a 15 mil, a 10 mil, and an 8 mil. And it's very handy to have. It's very good to keep on the trail to have that. And then you get your owner's manual. And you definitely leaf through this. The best education you're going to get on this ATV, though, is going to be from YouTube. I have a lot of videos on this ATV. So this is a very generic manual. It does have some very good information on it. Absolutely. So it's definitely worth taking a look at. It does have the wiring diagram in the back too as well, if you look through. And it is handy to have. But like I said, that QR code that we send with this unit will give you a lot better idea of what's going on. So first thing we're going to do is now and then we're going to take a walk around. We always do a walk around before we take it off the pallet, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so now you're also going to have a couple of big zip ties holding it to the pallet. So if you look down there, there's one right there. So we'll cut that for sure. And then there's going to be another one on the back axle for sure. And there is. But we're not going to still take it off the pallet just yet. Now, there's a few things also that we leave on the machine till it gets to you. And this is up to you guys to take off. So if we go down here and you look at the back, there's a couple things. So there's some plastic. You can rip off your reflector here. I'm going to leave that on there. Another one right here. You can tear off the plastic. This can be removed off the rear shock. We always leave it on there. Again, same thing here. We leave it on there. The cover can come off the seat. I'll show you how to take that off in a sec. Also, this is just a protective coating. Underneath this protective coating, if you come up here, and I'm going to just peel it just a tiny bit, just to show you. So all you have to do is just lift the corner just like that, lift it up, and peel it off. I'm going to leave this one on just to keep it protected for now. And it'll pop, make all these colors just pop, and they get really nice and bright. This is, like I said, just a protective coating. Again, on your reflectors in the front, all you have to do is remove this plastic, give it a pull off. Again, with the shocks, also with your headlight. So your headlight doesn't get scratched during shipping. We leave the plastic on, just give it a pull and it'll rip off. Now, your seat. To remove your seat, you come down here. Might be able to see it right there. if you look directly under here, there's a little tab, a little gold tab. Just give it a pull towards you and push up. You'll see your seat has popped up. Your seat's up like that. Now, just lift it like that and give it a pull back towards you like that, because there is a bolt, excuse me, that holds it right here. And that bolt is right here, and it's the same to put it back on. But you want to remove this dust cover, or you can leave it on. It's up to yourself. Most kids are going to want to remove a dust cover, so like I said, it's up to yourself where you want it. And now to put it back on, you just line up the front like I just did, and then push down, and it locks the seat in place. We're still not going to start it just yet. Want to make sure that we have gas put in it. Now, it does come with the tiniest little bit of gas in it. It's not going to have much in it because we don't ship it with gas in it. We try not to do that. You don't want to have any sort of gas in the truck because the trucking companies don't like that, obviously. Now, to remove this gas cap, push on this little orange button and then just turn it, and it pops off like that. There's a tiny bit of gas in there, so I can go ahead and start this one. I would recommend definitely filling up 91 octane at least for your break-in period. So you're going to want to go ahead and put that in. Now, before we get started, we're going to want to do a walk around. So we're going to just walk around, make sure that none of the tires have lost air, anything like that. You don't see anything broken. You'll see right here, I noticed something, and it's just from vibration. That clip has popped off. So I can put that clip back on like that, and that's fine. Again, that one's good. Start looking around. Now you'll also notice that your brakes are fully compressed. Now, if you give that a pull, it'll let go. Now the brake is off. So this is a parking brake. So you give it a squeeze, move that little tab over, parking brake on, give it a pull, parking brake off. Now we're going to come to the right side because the parking brake is a little bit different, but almost the same. Again, give it a pull, parking brake off, give it a pull, and click, parking brake on. So we're going to make sure our brakes are off. We don't want it to be the brake to be on, obviously. This is our kill switch. To run, must be on the circle, not the circle with the X, the circle. This is your headlight button. I always make sure my lights are off, less drain on the battery when you're trying to start it. Now we're going to take, like I said, we're going to do a little quick walk around, see if there's anything missing, anything loose, if there's a nail, anything like that sticking up. Nope, everything looks good. So we're going to give it a start. And when we give it a start, the first thing you want to do, come down to the left-hand side, drop all the way down here, and you'll see a lever right there. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. There's a little lever right there. I'm going to push that fuel filter up, and you'll see it. It's gold, and it says choke on it. So the first time you start it, when it's cold, you're going to want to lift that lever up like that, and then let's start it. So we're going to come over to the right-hand side of the machine. Stop there. Our key is right here on this unit. Click, key is on. To start, you must hold a brake. It doesn't make a difference which brake it is, but it's got to be this one. You've got to hold this one or this one. It doesn't, like I said, doesn't make a difference, but you got to grab one of them. So grab one, start button is right here, and let's try it. Now I'm going to let it run for a couple of seconds. If it's really cold, let it run for at least a minute to 2 minutes. So let's let this one run for a minute, let it warm up. Once it's nice and warm, I'll explain a little bit more to you on how the engine runs and how everything works. Yeah, okay, so now we can come over to the other side. It's not cold in the warehouse today, so I can go ahead and I can put the choke back down. So now it's warm. We're going to come back to our side here. We're going to reach up, we're going to take our choke arm, and we're going to put it down. And you want to make sure and see that choke arm before you drive it. You want to make sure that the choke's off. So the choke is off now. Now, I'll explain to you some of these features that we have on here. So here's the remote safety feature. So if your son or daughter is not listening, they're getting out of control, anything like that, if they're grounded even, all you have to do is hit this lock button and it kills the machine. Now this machine will not start. I can crank on this bad girl all day and it's not going to start until I unlock this. To unlock it, double click, fires right back up. So that's one of the safety kill switches right here. Your other kill switch right here, again, circle, not the circle with the X, circle with the X is a kill switch, and then fire it back up. There we go. And then on this side, this is called a wrist tether switch. So if your child falls off, it dies. And it will not start again until this is put back on, just like that. And then it'll fire right back up. So you want to make sure, especially with a very novice rider, you want to make sure that they have that on their wrist. It's worth it. If the machine's going wild and it's going crazy, boop, that shuts it right off. Again, so now we're going to come down. I'm going to shut this off. Oh, I'm going to show you something else while it's on. So your lights, you have low beam and then high beam. So on the front, low, high, off, back, that's tail light, and then your brake lights on top of that. And your high beam, yeah, there we go. Now, I'm going to shut it off. Show you a few things really fast. So the oil in this, you can drive it for, I would drive it for a good couple of days. Make sure that you get a good ride in, and then go to a 1040 motor oil to change it. I have videos on YouTube how to change the oil. But when you change the oil, do not go synthetic with your first oil change. You're breaking in an engine, and synthetic oil does not allow that to happen. Now your chain comes pre-lubed and waxed. It's a wax on there, a chain wax. So you're good to ride for the season with the wax that's on it. But next summer, say if you're going to be riding, starting up, you're taking this out for winter or whatever, you're going to want to lube your chain. Now, chain tensioners is right here. Now this chain, you're going to notice, is super tight. That's normal. You want the chain to be tight because it's going to stretch. So within the first week or so, this chain, you'll notice, starts getting a little bit looser. It's because the chain's going to stretch a bit, and that's normal. So you do want to have it tight when it first comes on it. And it's not piano string tight, but it is tight, and that's normal. Now, so to get it off your pallet, we're going to ride it off the pallet, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. So we're going to look at our gear shift next. Pushing back once on this is forward. If you push again on this one, that's neutral. To go to reverse, one more time on the front, that's reverse. And then to go back to neutral, one that way. So neutral is always in the center. So between the two gears, neutral is always going to be right in the center. And you want to make sure you hit neutral. Try not to jam from reverse to forward really hard. Just be careful. You don't want to do that while the engine is at a high RPM. Just be very careful doing it. So now I'm going to show you how to ride it off. Now I'm up. We'll start it. I can put my foot, like I said, back one. You feel that click. Now we can drive it forward. Yeah, like again, how the gear shift works. Get it back on. Now again, reverse with the toe, kick down, back up. To go to neutral, I'm going to want to go on the back one. our YouTube videos. We have a ton of videos on this thing. We have a ton of videos on the premium e-madix here. This is a really good ATV, guys. The 125cc is really a perfect even for starting. So even if your kid is 5, 6, 7 years old, as long as their feet can reach down here to click these, that's all they need. You can always turn down your speed right here. To turn down the speed, all you have to do is loosen this nut. It is a 5mm nut, 5mm wrench, loosens it off. Phillips screw. The more this screw is in, the less throttle that they will have. The less throttle, then he can, your son or daughter can just creep along at an idle even. It doesn't let them open it up so the engine just creeps along. And then as they get older, you can take it out and out and out. And like I said, I have kids. They learned early and discovered early that this can be quickly and easily removed with a Phillips screwdriver, so you want to be careful. But that's it. So that's it, guys. That's the premium e-madix, and that is how you unwrap it and take it off the pallet. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely like and subscribe. We love you guys checking out our videos. So hope to see you in the next one.